So let's look at the keyhole concept, shall we? Welcome to our channel today. My name is Priska Oserale, the lead instructor at Gold Imperial Academy, where we teach interested persons how to draft their own patterns and how to become better in the art of garment making. Today, I'm working on a garment, okay, and I want to incorporate the keyhole concept into this garment, all right? So I have before me my basic bodice pattern. You can learn how to draft your own basic bodice pattern in any of our online courses. We have a basic bodice online course where you can learn how to draft your own pattern. So I have my basic bodice pattern here with me. I have contoured it. I'm using the basic bodice pattern that carries the side dart, okay? So this is the back block and this is my front block. I've also tightened my across chest area, okay? I want the upper part of my bodice to be closer to the body. So this is my pattern right here. I'm going to be measuring more on the front block. So I have my basic neckline right there. I'm yet to cut any of it out. I have also centralized my shoulder line, okay, for this type of pattern. How to do that will be linked in the description box so that you can see this, okay, later. Now look at the shoulder line. Because of the dart that I took, the shoulder line is distorted, okay? That's fine. So all I'm going to do is to true this shoulder line. I'll fill in a paper and then I'll be able to true my shoulder line. So I'll quickly do that. Okay, so I have my shoulder line now trued, okay? I'm going to cut all this away. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is to widen my neckline. I'm going to be widening my neckline by 1 inch, okay, just widen it enough, okay? I do not want it to be too wide. Then I'll also deepen it by 1 inch. Now remember that we're going to be having the keyhole, okay, in that place, so I wouldn't want it to be too low before I add my keyhole. I'm going to redraw my neckline now to the new neck width and neck depth. So there you have it. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to draw out my keyhole. Now I'm looking at my across chest, okay? I can make my keyhole depending on how wide you want it. I can make it like 3 inches, okay? Or I can deepen my neckline by just 0.5, okay, so that I have more width for my keyhole. Okay, so like this I have 3.5, okay, so I can make it 3. All right, so I'll be redrawing the neckline to the new depth, okay. Okay, so this is my new neckline, okay, and this is the depth, okay. This is the new depth, this is the new width. So now I have this as my keyhole. So this is just what I'm going to do, okay. So you measure what you have. I have 3 inches, so half of 3 inches is 1.5, okay. I'm going to go ahead and depending on how wide you want your keyhole to be, you can do 0.5, you can do 1 inch, but whatever you do, remember that you're still going to sew it, so you need a seam allowance. So I'll do 1 inch then with a 0.5 seam allowance. So I have it right now. So you can just use your free hand or you can use your curve ruler if you're able to do that. That means you have to move your curve ruler around till you're able to connect that. So just like this, I'm connecting to my seam allowance, okay. So there you have it. So by the time I stitch this, it's going to open up wider, okay, to give me this side. So I'm going to now cut this out. I have already contoured, so now I'm going to be slashing open to the robust line, okay. So I'm using the armhole princess style and I only contoured the underbust area. I'm yet to either draw out my armhole princess style line or the shoulder princess style line, but for these I'll prefer to use the armhole princess style line, so I'll just quickly do that. Here we are, the armhole princess style line has now been drawn out, and I've also slashed open the waistline, okay, so that my pattern can relax. Always ensure that your pattern lays flat each time you are manipulating or working on your pattern. So I had to do that so that my pattern can lay flat. So I have my keyhole right here, okay, so I'm going to be cutting all this away, okay. Also cut this away, or I'll add my seam allowance before I cut away, and then I'm going to cut into this, close my side dart, okay, and then I have my pattern. So we are done with the front now, so over to the back. Okay, so for the back, you can decide that you want to hold your dart or also have an armhole princess style line at the back. But when you are doing for the back, you have to be careful so that you do not have a cup at the back of your garment. For me, I'd rather not hold any dart. So what I'll do is to extend my dart all the way to my shoulder line and then close this dart. Okay, I've done this severally and it gives no issues. So you have to just take it all the way to your shoulder line and then close the dart. You can also decide to tighten your back block as well if you want to. Okay, so let me quickly do that. All right, so I have the back ready now to be placed on my fabric, so I'll just secure this and place on my fabric, and then I can use this to cut my fabric. Okay, so I'm done with that. So the next thing you would have to do is to make sure that your back and your front shoulder lines match. Place your front shoulder line matching it to the back shoulder line so that you'll be sure that they are the same before you draw out the neckline for the back. And also you determine the depth you want, so you just draw out. You can use your curve ruler or just use your free hand to draw out the neckline. So we are good to go. We can now cut out and then place on our fabric and cut. For the side panel, you redraw your dart, all right, and then you would close this dart, okay, close the dart, and then you have this, okay. So there you have it. So now we can place this on our fabric. We'll secure this, place it on our fabric, and then cut on our fabric. So now I'm going to cut on our fabric now and then come back to show you the stitching process. Okay, so I have my fabric cut now and I've also joined all my panels together. So now I want to finish up my keyhole. You see that I did not cut my keyhole all the way to my neckline so that it will be easy for me to just be able to stitch that. So first of all, I'm going to join my lining fabric, okay, onto this. Okay, I'll set my lining fabric and then join to my fashion fabric. Now when I'm done joining, I'll give it a good press, make sure it's in place, pin it together very well, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my bias tape. This is the bias tape, okay, you can see it, and use my bias tape to finish off this keyhole, okay, and also finish off my neckline. I also want my bias tape on the armhole to give it a form of design, okay. So I'm going to quickly take this to my machine and stitch the sides, give it a good press, and then pin everything and finish off the keyhole with my bias tape. Before I finish off my neckline, I'm going to be joining the back to the front before I finish off the neckline, because I'll be finishing off the neckline from the back all the way to the front, okay. All right, so here I am done. Can you see the keyhole? I've also joined the shoulder lines together and then sewed my bias tape all around my neckline. So I'm going to also join to the armhole, okay. So afterwards I'm going to couple everything together, fix my zipper, and then show you how the dress finally came out on my body form. Alright guys, so this is the finished keyhole. Okay, it's all looking lovely, beautiful. I really love it, and I love the red blend that I have used to add some aesthetics to this garment. I hope you found this tutorial useful, and I hope that you would be able to use this to replicate something for yourself or for a client. Please, when you do well to tag us. We are on Instagram as jgoldImperial and on Facebook as jgoldImperial. Also join our community on Facebook, Gold Imperial Academy. We look forward to having you. We also have online courses where you can learn how to draft your own patterns and also how to become a better garment maker. We look forward to your comments. If there is anything you would like us to look into, please drop them in the comment section. If you have questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you are yet to do so. My name is Priska Oserale. See you.